All right, fam. It's your boy Chadski, and this video is something I've been waiting a while to put together because I got plenty of experience in this. Okay, if you real quick on the channel, if you enjoy the channel, be sure to subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps support the channel. We're up to almost 7,000 subscribers in the first 2 months, which is kind of crazy. But the feedback has been amazing. The community we're developing and building is awesome. You can be a part of that community. Join my Discord. The Discord link is in the description. Okay, and these videos, if you enjoy what you're watching, if you get something out of it, throw a like on it. It really helps out the channel and supports us. Doesn't cost you anything. And we just always ask that you engage with us and let us know what you think of all the videos. We love the feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. We don't care. And so with this, we're on to this video. It's all about city rallies. And I'll just tell you, I have taken my fair share of city rallies and swarms. I've been rallied by the best players and kingdoms in the game. I've been swarmed by the best players and kingdoms in the game. Okay, and I know how to take a city rally. I know how to, I've done the mistakes, and I'm going to show you a video of me actually making one of my own mistakes. But that's how I know it's a mistake. And that's what I'm trying to show you and tell you. I'm going to give you checklists. I'm going to give you different things to understand when taking city rallies, okay? If you get caught and you get imprisoned, don't panic. Everything's going to be okay. All right, just go through your checklist and figure it out and mitigate the damage, okay? So let's talk about a few things to understand before we get into the actual dynamics of taking a city rally. Okay, so as we do that, let's look at this. These are some things to remember. If you are in home or Lost Kingdom, when you're in Lost Kingdom, okay, you've got some things to consider. You have double the hospital capacity. Okay, so typically, just depending on the buffs that you get and different things, you'll have up to 720,000 capacity in your hospital. That means 720,000 sev wounds can go into your hospital, which basically means if you are just a T5 player, then 93 million power, you're going to get no deads. Okay? If you're below 93 million power, you'll get no deads. It'll fill up your hospital, but you'll never send any troops to die. If you're over 93 million power, you're going to get deads. That's how it works for T5. Now, for T4, and you have a mix of T4 and T5, that number comes down to about 86, 85 million power. Because the more T4 you have, the more the hospital is going to get full and you're going to take deads. Okay, basically, you when you have T4 and T5, or if you have T4 and T5 at 93 million power, you're going to send a lot of troops to die because you have a lot more T4 than you do T5. And it doesn't matter the power level of the troop, it's going to take up a spot in the hospital. So just remember that. This is strictly for T5. Under 93 million, you're not going to take any deads. Over 93 million, you're going to take deads, okay? Another thing to consider, you cannot imprison a king. That's something to remember. So if you do get imprisoned, okay, and you got a fresh war frenzy, all right, you cannot be double imprisoned if they give you king, which basically means they can't. If you're fighting two kingdoms, one can't imprison you, and then before that imprison runs out, another imprisons you because they want to keep the imprison on you. If you always ask for king after you've been imprisoned once. That way they can't imprison you again, okay? And just remember, they can imprison you anytime, anywhere, at all. As long as you don't have a peace shield on, they can imprison you. And people use this. I've used it many times. If I'm sitting and fighting on this flag and this flag's burning out, and this durability gets down below 200, then gets down below 150 or 120, they'll imprison you before the flag burns out. Because you're still here fighting and you don't think you can be imprisoned because you're on territory and they can't touch your city because you're still on territory. But once that flag burns out, you're going to teleport away. Well, they'll imprison you before with a fresh war frenzy. And then it just takes 30 or 40 seconds for the flag to burn out. And then boom, you're ready to get killed. Okay. And so when you're watching that and kind of going through this thing, it is a tough thing to consider when they can use imprison. I've seen more players over the years lose so many troops because they're here fighting, they poured it in, they're cheeseburger, and they're trying to get kill points. The flag's still alive, but it's running out, and the minute that flag goes out, they'll teleport away, but they just keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting. Well, before the flag burns out, they'll get imprisoned, and then they're stuck, and they don't know what to do. Okay, so just remember that you can imprison anyone, anytime, unless, like this guy's got, unless they have a peace shield on. Okay, so those are some of the things to consider when you're just talking about things to know, things to remember when it comes to any sort of imprisonment, city rallies, different things like that, okay? So once you've got that out of the way, we're going to go through a checklist. Let's say you've been fighting, boom, a rally's on you, boom, you've been in prison, the rally's coming. Oh my gosh, what do I do? So let's go through that checklist, shall we? Okay, first and foremost, you are going to open up RSS for healing. All right, anytime, I wonder if there's a, yeah, here we go. Anytime there is a troops in your hospital, okay, you're going to have to heal them. Now, you can start to see here, you come down in your hospital, they're going to give you the amount of RSS it takes. Well, if you take a full-on city rally and you fill up your hospital, that's 720,000, this is going to be millions, tens of millions of RSS it's going to take to heal. So you have to make sure you have this opened up for all your resources so you can heal. Healing saves you. You have to heal, okay? And so if you don't, you get this notification right here. And I've gotten it before and it doesn't feel very good. And I'll show you an example because it actually happened to me and I've got it on video. You click this and then you got to make sure that you go through this notification, okay? And that 1 second it takes to go through this notification, if they're going to swarm you after rallying you, you're not going to get the heal off, and everything they kill from there is all deads, okay? And it will wreck you. It'll absolutely wreck you. So always make sure, first and foremost, before anything, that you've got your, you've got the RSS that you need for your hospital, just like this, like we talked about right down here. It's going to give you an RSS cost. You've got to make sure you've got it opened, ready to go to heal. That's the first thing that you have to understand, and everybody really has to understand when it comes to healing your hospital. Your resources they're your friends, okay? The second thing, gear and armaments and commander tabs, okay? This is really easy to do. So you open up your resources immediately. Make sure you got, I always say on your resources, make sure that you've got at least 100 million open of these three and then 50 million open on your gold. That's more for a T5 player. But 100 million on everything and then 50 million on your gold. Trust me, you're going to want to have that open. After that's done, you got to get your gear and armaments on your commanders, okay? Gear and armaments is really easy. First of all, you're always going to have your city wall set up like this, right? Whatever your best garrison is. We can go through the commanders, but that's not what this video is about. We're just talking about city rallies in general. Different commanders do different things. Hera YSS is one of the best pairings you can get because Hera YSS gives you multiple troop types. Typically, you have all the different troop types in your city. You gotta kind of look at what kind of troops you have. So you're going to be heavy on infantry. So I know, oh my gosh, I got more infantry than anything else. Okay, so I gotta make sure the infantry gear and the infantry armaments are on my Hera. Well, I've already got that set. You have to do a preset for your city garrison because no matter what you're fighting with, okay? Let's say you're over here and you're fighting with these marches right here for whatever reason. Okay, that's where all your gear is. Well, I always know that my last blue set is my garrison. Boom, done. He's equipped and ready to go. And I don't walk him out of my city. I just hit exit. Okay, it's that easy. You literally, if you are, let me come back here and go through this deal. If you are fighting and doing all those things and you're getting in prison and you're about to get a rally, you got to switch as fast as you can. And you're like, oh my gosh, all my equipment's all over the place. It's on all my field marches. What do I do? Oh my gosh. You click out of your city. You go to your last preset for 15, boom, put it on. You're ready to go. That easy, that simple. You can quickly get all your gear and all your armaments on your march, okay? And since I've got more infantry than anything, I'm running the infantry. But this stuff doesn't matter near as much on a city defense because you got all different troop types. It's the special inscriptions. That's what matters when you're taking city rallies. So just remember, the inscriptions mean more in city rallies because they're all troop type. Okay, so you get that on your march. You make sure you have your gear on it. What's my gear here? There it is, my infantry gear that's critted for leadership. I'm ready to go. Bring it on. I'll take whatever rally or swarm that you've got. Then from there, just like we had it, you go to your commander tag, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to put my Hera on the constable, and then I got to put my YSS and get the buffs from that as well. So I put my YSS on the Iron Guard, and I'm ready to go. Okay, that's how easy you got to make it. And I encourage everybody, before fighting in a zone, make sure you've got your garrison preset ready to go. Make sure your garrison is on your wall. Okay, so whether you're using Gorgo Hera, or you're using Eleanor Hera, or you're using Hera YSS, or you're using Martel YSS, whatever you're using, make sure it's on your wall and ready to go. Okay, so we got that out of the way. City theme, this is what you got to look at. Okay, the city theme is the next checklist that you got. All right, this is a 12% all troop attack city theme. Not bad for a city garrison. But I've got troop attack of 12%. That means all troops. But I've got a whole bunch of infantry, like a bunch. So I'm going to go pick this one. 15% health. Let's go. 15% health infantry. Bring it on. I've got more infantry than anything else. And that sets up your city skin for the garrison, okay? Fourth thing you got to think about is clearing your hospital. That's the most important thing. When a rally is coming, let's say you've been field fighting. A rally is coming, or if you decide to get swarmed and you know that swarm is coming, you got to have this thing cleared, okay? Now, it can be healing, but you have to clear it. You have to get them out of your hospital, okay? Because that hospital is going to be full. So the minute you start healing, you want to speed it up, and you want to clear your hospital. Boom, hit this thing here. Do whatever you got to do on your speed ups. You hit that, clear your hospital, so you're ready to go. You have a capacity of 720,000. Also, another thing to consider is that you have a 50,000 Sev wound battering ram zone. This is for, and I tell players this all the time, you should never have, unless you're a ranged siege tower or type of player that has a bunch of commanders and you run marches in the field for siege towers, you should never have more than 50,000 T1 siege. Okay, that's all the T1 you should have. That T1 siege, the minute it gets hit, all 50,000 T1 siege, and I think I've got it on mine right here. Yep, 50,000 T1 siege. That's what I've got. I got 29 T1 cavalry. And so, sorry about that, but 50,000 T1 siege, this is immediately going into my battering ram zone, so that does not take up hospital space. The last thing you want to do is fill up this 720,000 hospital space with a bunch of T1s and T3s, okay? You want that for your T4s and your T5s, all right? And so 50,000 T1 siege should be all that you've got when it comes to T1, T2, or T3 troops. You can have some cavalry just to one troop some stuff if you want, but that's the best way to do it. All right, and so now that you've kind of gone through that and cleared your hospital, you come over here and you say, okay, spam heal. All right, spam healing is the hardest thing to do, like, and the most stressful thing to do in this game. Let me show you. Okay, let me go hit something real quick. I'm going to go hit this 49 Barbarian. And this is going to give you guys an idea of how this thing works. All right, so the minute you start taking a city rally, and you come into your hospital, what everybody has to understand is that you come into your hospital, all right? If you have a rally or swarm going on and your city's being hit, these two icons, these two buttons they vanish, they go away. They go away. And all you see is troops ramping up in your hospital. So you cannot heal when you are engaged in battle. You can't click to heal. But when you are literally getting in a situation to where the rally's almost dead, or your garrison is almost dead, your HP's gone all the way down, and you're about to burn as a city, you got to put your cursor here and you just got to start spamming the button. You know the button's here. You can't see it because it's not showing you, but you got to start spamming the button. Because if you spam the button, the minute that split second that your city burns before they can come back and swarm you, you can heal. And the minute you heal, you're GG. You're good to go. You heal, you speed it up, you release the troops, and then they can't kill any more troops. That's how you have to do that. It's very, very important. We'll go over a video just to show you exactly what happened to me when I didn't do that, okay? And so from that standpoint, you want to drop tag. Last thing you got to understand is you want to drop tag before bubbling. Now, there is a mechanism now in the game that basically says, hey, here's a one-click. You can get everybody out of your city, and these are all your allies, all your buddies that are in your alliance. They can put troops into your city, okay? They can help you with your city defense because those troops will go into battle. But they're all going to be sitting right in here, and there's going to be a whole list of them. And if you try to bubble and use a peace shield while they're in your city, it will not let you. Okay, and if it doesn't let you, regardless of the mechanics in the game now, if there's like a one click that it sends everybody out of your city, I just do the easy thing. When I'm getting rallied and I know my hospital's about to fill, and a rally's going on and my garrison's holding up, I come down here, I look, and I see that this is like 690,000, 700,000. This is going up. Okay, it's time to bubble. The first thing I do, it takes 2 seconds. Watch this. Alliance, settings, quit, yes, item, boost, bubble. That quick. Literally took me about 5 seconds. And that's how you have, that's the easiest way to bubble and to get people out of your city. Because the minute you drop tags, everybody who's in your city that's in your alliance, they leave. Okay, if anybody's in your city, in your alliance, it will not let you put a peace shield on. So you got to remember that, okay? And so that's kind of how that thing works. And that's kind of how I always tell people all the time, just drop tag and then bubble. That's the easiest way to get everybody out of your city. So just understand that checklist to make sure you're good to go. Now, we're going to show some video samples of what happens when you get imprisoned and what will be taking place, okay? So let's put that up here. Here's a great example. All right, this is really, really fun. So we're fighting in KVK. I'm in 2293, right? This is about a year and a half ago. So Gorgo's not out yet, but I got a nasty Flavius Hera garrison. And I'm going to take this rally. I'm about 93 million power. I'm going to take this rally. I know if I do it right, I'm not going to get dead troops, okay? Now, we're facing 1875. And Imperium Kingdom, Abu Hin's been the king there forever. They know what they're doing. They're not stupid, okay? And I've got a buddy of mine, Dirty Dan Gaming. That's why this is all in yellow, all these marches, because he was allies with these guys. And Dirty Dan was like, hey, I got that video, and he sent it to me. And so credit to him. Go follow his channel. He's great. And we had a good time with this, but he videotaped all of this that we're going to show you, okay? So when you get into this, let's see, as Dan kind of goes through here, you're going to see the rally start to come. So they're loading up by my city. They're loading up by my city to reinforce the rally, and I suspect they're going to try to swarm me to zero. They're going to try to swarm zero me. Okay, if I'm offline for a split second or if I do the wrong things, they will literally zero me with their swarms. Okay, that's how intense it's going to be. So I got to be quick on the trigger when it comes to healing. Here's the rally. The rally comes in. We start hammering it, and they're running an archer rally against my Flavius. I got a mean, nasty Flavius. Well, here's what they do. They just start swarming right off the bat, y'all. I'm 92 million power right now. And they just start swarming. Look at those white numbers. I'm just starting to wreck these guys. Okay? And so you're going to see this go all the way down. Now, once I realize I'm being swarmed, I'm on voice call with all of my alliance members. And Maury's RR5. Everybody is keeping me up to date. I need to know one thing and one thing only. What this HP bar is here. You see next to my Flavius, my HP bar? Because when that gets to zero, I've got to click heal as fast as possible. Okay, because if I can heal, then I won't lose any troops. So it comes down to red, and that's when they say, Chadski, get in your hospital, start spamming. And I start spamming that button. Even though the button's not there, I'm spamming it nonstop. And I'll tell you what happened with me when it was a mistake. So you see my power, 84 million. Watch what happens right here. And Hera lasts forever, by the way, because he throws up so many shields at the end here. But boom, I'm dead. And I had that much, that split second between going to burning my city, and while they're swarming, they immediately reconnect again. If I don't get the heal off in time, it does not work, okay? So we'll come back to that, and here's what happened. I talked to you guys about the RSS thing. I go to heal. I'm spamming this right here, and the minute that opens up and these two icons show up, I hit it, and then I get this prompt right here. And I'm like, bah! Oh my gosh. So I have made that mistake, y'all. It's a cautionary tale. You don't have to make it. So I immediately opened up all the resources that I needed to get through that, but they got me and I couldn't heal. So since I couldn't heal, I took about 8 million dead, 8 million power dead, about 800,000 dead. Okay. So if we go back to this video, let's see, where's my, about 4, all right here. They kill me. I don't get the heal off, and they're immediately back on me swarming. Okay, so if you look at my power, and Dan will check it just here in a second. When you look at my power, it's at 83 million. I didn't get the heal off, so my hospital is full right now. I didn't heal it, and you can see my deads, 45,170,000. Okay, so my hospital's full right now, and I'm just taking straight deads right now. just all deads. Everything that's being hit right now is all deads. But now in the meantime, I've got my RSS where it needs to be. I'm loaded up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to hit the heal button because I can't go anywhere. I can't bubble, and they're going to zero me, and I got to figure this out. Okay. And so since they're swarming me and I've got Imprisoned, I can't do anything. I can't teleport. I can't bubble. I can't do anything. And so as this thing continues to run down, I get back on my hospital. Maury and the crew are at peace. Everybody's telling me, spam heal, spam heal, spam heal, hit it, hit it, hit it. And right, let's see. My hair lasts so long. It's incredible. Right there, boom, you got to hit it quick. And the minute you hit it quick, now look at my power. I'm back up to 84 million power. So after I got that heal off, I'm not sending any more to die. So I'm Gucci at this point. I'm good. All right. I've taken my deads and I'm good to go. All right. And so my RSS is opened. My gems are opened. Everything's ready to go. I can take this all day. So give it to me. Okay. And so you're going to see this thing go all the way down again. Let's kind of fast forward a little bit as it continues to go down. You're going to see this go down again. And it's crazy with Hera because Hera does so many shields at the end. But right here, they're telling me spam heal, spam heal. So I'm spamming. And as this thing continues to drop and continues to drop, you see it kind of go down on these swarms. And the minute the city burns, outright, boom, right here, got to heal, boom. And so I would have had 2 or 3 seconds there to do the healing. And so if you do that, then I heal back up and there's nothing they can do. Now I'm not locked in here with them. They're locked in here with me because they can't kill anything of mine if I'm healing and getting the heals off. If I get the heals off, then I'm doing nothing but laying full carnage. And I'm basically trading, healing my troops to killing theirs. Every one of their troops is taking full deads. And so I did this over and over for about 10 minutes. I did it like 6 times. And the reports were absolutely out of control. If you look at some of these reports, they're crazy how these reports worked. Okay. Here was one of the big ones. You know, I'm only taking 44,000 deads. My hospital's filling up. Here's another report. I took more deads here because if you look at the troop count, okay, on this first one, I had 343.5 million troops. Those are just my troops. In the next one, all of my alliance put their troops in. So I had 6.3 million troops. So these deads I took aren't my deads. They're not my deads, they're my allies' deads. Because anytime people put allies' troops in your city, they're going to take deads. All right, but I do not. That's why I got a bunch of sev wounds here and a bunch of deads. I didn't take any deads off of that. Come to the next report, same thing. They put a lot of stuff in my city, and I was not able to take any personal deads. But you're looking at the kill points. Look what I'm doing. It's crazy what I'm able to do on the kill points. It's just wild. And so when you do this and you're hammering these things, it is a great way to inflict carnage on your enemy. Just absolute mayhem and death on your enemy. And so with that being said, it's a great way to use it as an offensive tool. If people know how to do city swarms and know how to do city rallies, then you got to be experienced. If you've never done it, don't just do it against a good kingdom. Okay, you got to be talked through. You got to understand it. You got to keep your cool because I'm promising you this. There is no better adrenaline rush or no more intense adrenaline rush in this game than getting Imprisoned for the first time. It will freak you out, like shaking, freak you out. Okay, first thing happened to me, K1, about freaked me out. But I had somebody in my ear tell me exactly what to do, and I was going through it, and it was good. So make sure you have good alliance members that have been through it. Go through your Chadski checklist on what to do. Get set up and get ready to wreck, okay? Because getting Imprisoned doesn't mean death. It means that you can actually inflict some serious damage. And there's a point in time where you can get dialed in on your healing, and then all of a sudden, you're not locked in here with them. They're locked in here with you. And now you're going to do the damage. So just take that into consideration that you can turn the tables on people real fast if you're good enough and know what you're doing to just create all kinds of dead for your opponents while you don't take any dead yourself. So hopefully this video helps some people. You can reference back to it. I want some feedback from it. Go in the comments, understand kind of what we're talking about. If you got any other questions, join my Discord, let me know. And with that being said, have a great, great day. Hopefully you got something out of this, and we'll see you next time, broskies.